You woke up, but your mind never rested. Maybe your eyes opened, but your thoughts were already running. Bills, messages, expectations, all rushing in before your feet even touched the floor. And now there's this quiet pressure sitting in your chest that you can't fully explain, but you definitely feel. And it's subtle. It doesn't scream. It just fills the space. Maybe you've noticed this, how the day seems to claim your attention before you even get a chance to choose it, how your mind drifts toward problems, comparisons, unfinished conversations, and suddenly you're reacting instead of living, thinking instead of being, carrying weight you never consciously agreed to carry in the first place. And part of you is tired of it, because it's not just thoughts, it's the direction they pull you. When your mind stays at ground level, everything starts to feel heavier than it actually is. Decisions feel urgent, emotions feel louder, and even small things begin to drain your energy in a way that leaves you wondering why you're already exhausted before the day has even begun. Maybe you've been thinking, why does everything feel so much harder than it should? And the truth is, it's not just your schedule, it's your filter. Because if you don't gently, intentionally choose what fills your mind in the morning, the world will do it for you, quietly, consistently, and without asking. And before you know it, you're carrying earth-level stress into a life that was never meant to be lived that way. And somewhere inside, you know there has to be another way. Be honest for a second. How many days go by where you don't think about God at all until everything is already heavy? Not because you don't care, not because your faith isn't real, but because life gets loud fast. You wake up with good intentions. You tell yourself, today will be different. But then the notifications start, the responsibilities pile up, and without even noticing, your focus slowly drifts, not in one big decision, but in 100 tiny ones. And by the time the day slows down, your mind is tired, your heart feels distant, and you're left wondering where that sense of peace went. It's not rebellion, it's drift. Maybe you've been thinking, I didn't mean to disconnect. It just happened. And that's the part no one really talks about. Because disconnection rarely feels dramatic, feels normal, feels like checking your phone first, like pushing quiet moments aside, like telling yourself you'll reconnect later, when things calm down. But later doesn't always come. And slowly, almost invisibly, your inner world starts to take its shape from everything around you instead of the one who grounds you. And what once felt centered now feels scattered. What once felt light now feels heavy. And you're left trying to carry a day that was never meant to be carried alone. But this is where something can shift. Not by doing more, but by noticing sooner. There's a quiet invitation here. Not pressure, not guilt, just a gentle redirection. In Epistle to the Colossians, there's this simple but powerful line. A call to set your mind on things above, not on earthly things . And maybe you've heard that before, but it always felt a little distant, like something spiritual in theory but unclear in real life. Because you still have responsibilities. You still have real problems. So what does that actually look like? Here, in your day, it doesn't mean ignoring your life. It means filtering it. Maybe you've been thinking, how do I stay grounded in God when everything around me feels urgent? And the answer isn't to escape your reality. It's to shift your perspective inside it. Because heaven isn't just a place you go someday. It's a way of seeing right now. It's choosing to let peace speak louder than pressure. It's remembering that your value isn't tied to your productivity. It's trusting that even the things you can't control are still held in something bigger than you. And when that shift begins, even slightly, something changes. Your thoughts slow down, your reactions soften, and instead of being pulled in every direction, you start to feel anchored, like there's a deeper current underneath your day, quietly holding you steady even when everything on the surface feels uncertain. This is the beginning of alignment, not perfection, not instant clarity, just a small, intentional turning from what overwhelms you to what steadies you, and that shift is where peace starts to enter. Let's slow this down together. Right now, there's something sitting on your mind, maybe more than one thing, but usually there are a few thoughts that carry most of the weight. And instead of trying to fix everything at once, we're just going to notice them gently. Maybe you've been holding it all in, pushing through, staying busy, telling yourself it's fine, but your body knows better. Your chest tightens at random moments. Your mind circles back to the same thoughts. And even in quiet spaces, something in you doesn't fully settle. So let's bring it into the light. If you can, grab a pen or just pause for a second. What are the top 3 things worrying you right now? Not what should matter, what actually feels heavy. Maybe it's money, a relationship, something uncertain about your future, or maybe it's something you haven't even put into words yet. Just a feeling that lingers underneath everything else. Go ahead, name one. The one that tightens your chest the most. Stay there for a moment. You don't need to solve it. You don't need to fix it. Just acknowledge it. Because there's something powerful about bringing hidden thoughts into awareness. When you stop avoiding them, they lose a bit of their grip. And instead of running quietly in the background, they become something you can actually see, something you can gently hold instead of something that controls you from the shadows. This is your first step. Not control, not perfection, awareness. And awareness is where release begins. Now, stay with that one thing you named. Don't push it away. Just hold it gently, because we're not ignoring your reality. We're reframing it. Maybe you've been thinking, this is too big. I don't know how this works out. And that makes sense. From where you stand, it does look heavy. But this is where the shift begins. Not in your situation, but in your perspective. What if this problem isn't just something to survive, but something being held within a bigger story? A story where you are not alone, where the outcome isn't resting only on your strength, where God is already present. Even here, take a breath and ask yourself quietly, what does this look like? From above? Not from fear, not from urgency, but from trust. Because in God's kingdom, lack is not the final word. Delay is not denial. And what feels blocked is not beyond his reach. That doesn't mean everything instantly changes, but something inside you does. Because instead of asking, how do I control this? You begin asking, God, how are you holding this? And that question softens something. Maybe your situation is still unresolved, but your grip loosens, your breathing slows, your thoughts begin to open, and in that space, something quiet starts to rise. Peace, not because everything makes sense, but because you're no longer carrying it alone. This is the pivot, from pressure to presence, from fear to trust. And even now, something is beginning to shift. There's something else that often goes unnoticed. What you allow in, not just your thoughts, but what feeds them. Because even if you start your day with clarity, It doesn't take much for that space to slowly fill again. One scroll, one headline, one comparison. And before you realize it, your mind is crowded, your peace feels distant, and that quiet alignment you had begins to fade into the background. It's subtle. It rarely feels harmful in the moment, but over time, it shapes you. Maybe you've been thinking, why do I feel off again? When nothing major even happened. And sometimes, it's not one big thing. It's accumulation. The small things you let pass through your attention without noticing. The content that stirs anxiety. The voices that pull you into comparison. The noise that keeps your mind busy but never truly at rest. And slowly, almost invisibly, your inner world starts to mirror whatever you've been consuming. So here's a simple image. Look at your phone, even just in your mind. Now imagine placing a gate over it, not to restrict your life, but to protect your peace. You don't have to take everything in. You don't have to respond to every pull. You get to choose what has access to your heart. And that choice matters, because peace isn't just something you find. It's something you protect, gently, consistently, and as you begin to guard that space, even in small ways, you may notice something shifting again. Not because the world got quieter, but because your inner world is no longer open to everything, and what once overwhelmed you begins to lose its power to stay. This is how alignment holds, not by accident, but by intention. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need a small moment. That's yours, because this shift we've been walking through, it doesn't require an hour, or silence, or everything going right. It can begin in the middle of an ordinary morning, even while you're brushing your teeth, even while the day is already starting. Just 3 minutes. That's enough. Before the world fully speaks, you choose what fills you. First, notice. What am I carrying right now? No fixing, just awareness. Second, lift it. God, I'm bringing this to you. Not with perfect words, just honesty. And third, receive. Let your peace lead me today. Stay there for a breath, because something real happens in that space when you pause, acknowledge what's inside you, invite God into it, and allow yourself to release even a small part of that weight. Your mind begins to clear, your body softens, and you step into your day not empty, but anchored in something deeper than whatever waits for you outside. This is your filter. Simple, quiet, but powerful, and you can return to it anytime, not just in the morning, whenever you feel the drift, because every time you come back, you realign, and every realignment is a step into peace. Before you move on, stay here for one more moment. Let this settle, because something is already shifting, maybe quietly, but it's real. You're not as scattered as you were, not as tight, not as rushed, and this is where you seal it, not with pressure, but with a simple declaration. If you can, say this out loud, or type it, just gently. I am setting my mind on peace today. Again, slower. I am stepping into alignment, not anxiety. Let those words land, because what you repeat begins to reshape what you believe, and what you believe quietly influences how you think, how you respond, how you carry yourself through moments that used to overwhelm you without warning. Maybe you've been thinking, can something really change just from this? And the answer is yes. Not everything at once, but something important, because you're no longer starting your day unconsciously. You're choosing. You're becoming aware. You're inviting something higher into something ordinary. And that's where breakthrough begins. Not in big,
dramatic moments,
but in small, consistent shifts. So carry this with you, not as pressure, but as presence. And as you move through your day, notice it. The pauses, the softness, the clarity, that's alignment, that's peace, beginning to take its place. Just stay here, a little longer. You don't have to rush away from this moment. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breath slow down. You've been carrying a lot, more than you've said out loud. And right now, you don't have to carry it alone. God, we're here, not with perfect words, not with everything figured out, just as we are. You see what's been weighing on this heart, the thoughts that keep circling, the quiet worries that don't fully leave, the pressure that builds before the day even begins, and even the things that haven't been spoken yet. You already understand with a gentleness that doesn't judge and a presence that doesn't turn away. So right now we bring it to you, not to pretend it's small, but to stop carrying it alone. Take the heaviness, the tightness, the overthinking, and in its place, let your peace come in. The kind of peace that doesn't depend on everything going right. The kind that steadies, even in uncertainty. God, help us set our minds higher today, not to ignore what's in front of us, but to see it differently. When stress tries to rise, remind us we are held. When fear speaks loudly, gently bring us back to truth. When we begin to drift, draw us back without shame. Let this mind be clear. Let this heart be guarded. And let every decision today come from a place of alignment, not anxiety. We release control. We release the need to figure everything out right now. We release the pressure to carry what was never ours to hold alone. And in that release, we make space for something new, something steady, something rooted deeper than our circumstances and stronger than our fears. Fill that space, God, with calm, with clarity, with quiet confidence. And even now, something is changing, not because everything is solved, but because we are no longer alone in it. There is peace here. There is guidance here. There is a way forward, one step at a time. So as this day continues, we choose presence. We choose trust. We choose to set our minds on things above. Amen. Take one more slow breath. You're not the same as you were a few minutes ago. Something softened. Something cleared. Carry that with you. And if your mind begins to fill again, you know where to return. You're not starting over. You're continuing from peace. Before you go, just notice this. You're a little calmer now, a little clearer, not because everything changed, but because something inside you did. And that matters more than you think. Because what you just felt, it's not a one-time moment. It's something you can return to again and again. A quiet reset that becomes stronger the more you practice it, until one day you realize you're no longer being pulled in every direction. You're living from a place of steady alignment. So if this helped you even a little, just take a second and acknowledge it. You can even type this: I choose peace over pressure. Let that be your reminder later today. And if you want more moments like this, more space to reset, to reconnect, to realign, stay close to this space, because you don't have to figure this out alone. And you don't have to wait until everything falls apart to come back to peace. You can return anytime. And if your mind starts to drift again, just remember, you already know the way back.